Good morning, everybody. My name is Abinati Bonsi, and today in my oral presentation, I will be talking about two South African movies. So I will be highlighting and comparing the differences as well as the similarities. So the first movie is Sarafina, which was written by Bongeni Ngema. The second one is Long Walk to Freedom, and it was written by Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. So I will briefly give a short synopsis for each movie so that you can be able to understand what the movie is all about and everything. So the first one is Sarafina. Sarafina is a movie about a young black South African high school learner struggling for freedom during the apartheid era. She remained silent in her opposition of the racist government in her country, but tables turned when the government wanted to make Afrikaans the official language in our country, meaning that all subjects were going to be learned in Afrikaans. So she started now protesting with her fellow learners in the streets. But her anti-government views became more intense when her favorite teacher got arrested for protesting. The name of the character was Masombuka, Miss Masombuka. So Miss Masombuka was also fighting for freedom when it came to the government wanting to make Afrikaans the official language, because she knew that learners, or rather pupils from the township, would have failed dismally because they do not understand Afrikaans at all, and now the government wants to make decisions about them learning each and every subject: maths, physical science, life sciences, etc. in Afrikaans. So she was protesting for that. Then she got arrested for trying to bring change and fighting for change. Now that's when Sarafina, the main character, views got intense when her favorite teacher was arrested for striving for change. And then Long Walk to Freedom. It is a remarkable life of South African revolutionary, president and world icon Nelson Mandela takes center stage in this movie. Though he had humble beginnings as a rural boy, that grew up in the village, Mandela became involved in the anti-apartheid movement and co-founded the African National Congress Youth League. His activities eventually led to his imprisonment because he was trying so hard to fight for freedom. He was trying so hard to fight for equality. Then he got arrested because that's what the white system hated during that time, is when a person fights back and when a person voices out what they feel, they get arrested. So that's what happened to Mandela. He got arrested from 1964 to 1990. And then in 1994, Mandela became the first black president of democratic South Africa. So now we're going to explore the acting techniques in both movies. So the acting technique that is explored in Sarafina is that it's a musical and dance movie. There are various art forms within one movie. So there's acting, there's dance, there's music, and then there's obviously speech, which is acting. This automatically means that it is a heightened and dramatic style. Now the technique being exposed is called the traditional style because it incorporates dance and music from the township style. So it becomes it becomes a traditional style from the townships, right? So some portions of the film are being told through music, some portions are being told through speech, and some portions are being told through acting. So there are parts where the actors do not tell their story through speech, do not say their story, but they dance it all out. So there is a song at the end of the movie that is called "Freedom is Coming Tomorrow." So it goes, "Freedom is coming tomorrow." So there, but instead of them saying how they feel about the freedom that is near, they actually dance it all out. So the dance shows a lot of emotions, the anger they had throughout the struggle. It shows the hurt, the sadness, and everything, and then it transcedes to them showing now how they feel, because now freedom is almost here. Now, the technique being explored in Long Walk to Freedom is that First of all, Long Walk to Freedom is a cultural comparison film, right? But this film is a lot similar to Sarafina because there's also music incorporated to actually say how they feel, to tell the story as well. So that's where the similarity lies at. It is different to Sarafina because they did not entirely use the South African actors. There are some international actors, except the fact that Sarafina had only one international actor, which was Miss Masumbuka, the character. So in Long Walk to Freedom, they mostly used international actors, but there are local actors as well. But that's where the small difference lies at as well. So it is based. A lot of international actors were used, as I said, even though it is based on someone that is originally from South Africa, which is Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. According to the director and production team, they strongly felt that they needed to explore and celebrate the epic inherent of Mandela's life, but also refrain from putting him on a pedestal. They felt that the earlier part of the story, Mandela's childhood, should be shot in the rural areas, and they should go to actual rural areas to make the story feel original and real, right? And so there are a lot of differences when it comes to character demographic, because in Sarafina, they used youth, because that is what was actually happening. It's about the youth fighting for their education, right? So now they use high school learners, teenagers. So, and they use for language, they used isiXhosa and isiZulu. For race, they use black people, obviously, because now it's about black people or black learners being oppressed and being bullied by the white system. So that is the character demographic part of Sarafina. And then it's different to Long Walk to Freedom, because Long Walk to Freedom used a lot of adults, because it's telling a story of Mandela, which was already older than the characters in Sarafina. And it's similar because there's a lot of black people being oppressed, which is what is being told in these two stories, the oppression of black people by the white system. So it also used isiZulu and isiXhosa and English a lot, and I think the reason why they actually put it in English is because it's for everyone to actually understand the story and understand what is happening. But what I don't understand is that there are subtitles for that. But however, right now at this point in time, you don't have to question that. But then the actual reason why they used English as well is to accommodate each and everyone to understand the storyline and to understand the story as a whole. Now, moving right along to themes. I think the themes of Sarafina are quite clear. The themes are racism, inequality, oppression, inferiority, and superiority. Sarafina is as much as political and social statement as it is a musical, a statement about the struggle for freedom, the sorrows inflicted through apartheid. One of the movie's themes is that its dreams, art, and music are a way of getting past the horrors life, not by masking them, but through a kind of magical combat. This is wholehearted acting, cautionless. Goldberg gives Mary full measure of the serenity and sarcasm that often underpin her comedy. The film has effect of a joint mutual testament, a mixed black and white cast and crew, speaking sentiments that unite them all. As I've said, there's a reason why English also was being used, because there's also white characters. So speaking of sentiments and all, the movie's true battle lines are art, hope, and community against guns, separation, fear, idealism against hatred, love against death. So the themes of Long Walk to Freedom is that it's a lesson, is that how Nelson Mandela sacrifices in his life to remove the social inequality from the country. He says that he wants a nation where he is free to do as he wants. He wants to be free to voice out his opinions. He wants to have rights to speak whatever he wants to speak out there. So that is what Mandela was fighting for. Those are the things that he was fighting for equality for everyone in the country, compared to Sarafina, where learners were fighting for education. Now, these movies are still relevant today, and this is my perspective. They are relevant today because, Sarafina, even to this day, students as well as learners are still fighting for better education. Bear in mind that we come from different backgrounds. We are not all financially stable. So this very day, we're still fighting for better education. We are still fighting for free education. So it is relevant in that sense that it taught us, our generation that was not there during the apartheid times, that we need to fight for what is better for us. We need to fight for our future. And it also, watching the movie and the story behind it, taught us that each and every person, each and every learner, each and every teenager has rights. And we should fight for our rights and take responsibility for them. So that is what Sarafina taught us. As well as that, so there is, when Sarafina, at the beginning where the movie starts, the learners are burning the school because they think that burning the school is going to bring them freedom. And then at the end of the movie, it actually shows us that violence and burning what you have already is not the solution. And now, where we come from, especially from the townships where I grew up, we believe in violence. We believe that if we protest in violence, burn things, destroy things, that is going to bring us freedom and that is going to give us answers and help. But no. So Sarafina taught us that violence is never ever the solution. So that is why it is very much relevant until this day. So it's not reminding us about what is happening. It's not trying to hurt us all over again, but it's a way of showing, of inspiring us to fight for what we believe in, fight for our freedom, but not in a violence manner. So it will be always relevant, and to the next and to the next and to the up and coming generation. And then Long Walk to Freedom is relevant because it's showing us change in the world. When Mandela was fighting for change, where he was fighting for equality, he was fighting for each and every person out there. And it's showing us that whatever you strive for, there are sacrifices that have to be made, because he sacrificed his 27 years in prison, sacrificing for us, for him, for freedom and for equality. So it's also relevant because it's telling us that fight, bring change in the world, sacrifice for change, sacrifice some of the things that you love, sacrifice for people that you love, and sacrifice for the country. Do you understand? So they are both relevant, and they will forever be relevant until infinity. So this film have a lot in common. They have a little bit of differences, but all in all, they are teaching us that whatever happened in the apartheid times, change was brought. Black people fought. And that is why we have the freedom we have today. That is why today we are able to go to multiracial schools. And that is why today we are able to speak different languages. And that is why today we have choices and rights, and we have decisions to make on our own instead of the white system making up the decisions for us. Thank you.